Imagine earning over $400 million and still being broke. That's what happened to Johnny Depp. And the truth is, 1 out of 4 high earners today are living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much they make. But here's why my net worth is 5 times higher than my colleagues with a similar or even higher salary. So even with a high salary, you can still struggle with your money. And to avoid this, you need something more. That's why I developed a simple system called the profit engine that anyone can use. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use it in just 3 easy steps so that you will also build wealth over time. So let's start with step 1, which actually is the most important, because this will help you to multiplicate your income. And if you want to have more money, this is vital. This is the biggest reason why I have more than $400,000, whereas colleagues with more years of experience and similar salaries have less than 100,000. And this is because we do something very different with our salaries. What most people do is to spend part of it and then save the rest, which is fine. It means you're saving money. But well, this won't multiplicate your money. This won't help you becoming rich. So you get your income and now we want to multiplicate it. How do we do that? Well, there are 2 ways of doing that which will work for sure. The first one makes me around $35,000 per year. And it's great because basically you just have your money working for you. This way it will generate more money without you having to do anything. Looks great. But how do you do that? You have to invest your money. You might invest it in the stock market, but you could also start or buy a business, for example. There are many ways you can use your money to generate even more. Clearly, the simpler one that you can start today is investing in the stock market with a simple ETF like VOO. You can put as little as $20 to start. But all of these options can bring you a lot of money, especially the business side. Secondly, and this one is too often overlooked, you use your money to develop yourself. Buy online courses, buy books, learn new skills. If you develop yourself, it will be easier to have better performances at work, and so ask for a raise. You could also sell your skills for a higher price, and while you learn something new, you might even discover that you can create a business based on it. The more you know about valuable things, the easier it will be to make money. Then sure, investing your money both in yourself or in a business can take time to pay you back. But just imagine that 4 years after I started doing that, this brings to my pocket an additional $60,000 per year. And it could be the same for you. So by reinvesting what you earn, you will allow your money to grow exponentially. And unless you do that, your net worth will never grow. But to make the profit engine work, that's not enough. Because if you don't control your money, you will end up like Johnny Depp. But how do you do that? Let's take Johnny Depp example. He clearly had a very good income. We're talking about tens of millions per movie, and this because he's a very good actor, which sells his skill for a high ticket. So clearly for him, the first point of the profit engine was working fine. He didn't need to generate more money. So what didn't work? How could he have avoided all these financial problems? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Put yourself at his place. You've just received $20 million for the last movie you've made. What would you do with this money? You would probably save part of it, right? And you would probably continue doing so for the following movies, right? Well, that's a part of the solution, but he wasn't doing even that. So despite earning hundreds of millions, without this second step, he was bound to have financial problems. So what you have to do is to correctly allocate your entries. But how do you do that? I use a pretty simple 4-way framework, and you can use the same too. The first thing to do is to dedicate part of your entries to cover all of your fixed expenses like paying your rent and groceries. Surely it is adaptable to your personal situation, but as a guideline, I would recommend to dedicate 50 to 60% to it. Then you clearly need to save some money in case of necessity or personal objectives. To that, you should allocate 15% of your entries. Then the third allocation is your investments. All the money you invest in yourself and maybe in the stock market or in a business are part of this critical category. And again, you should allocate at least 15%, but clearly the more, the better. And finally, there is the secret that makes this allocation work. Without it, probably the whole profit engine wouldn't work. Because, I mean, you want to have more money to live well, to be able to enjoy your life, and that's what this step is about. Because if you don't want to burn out yourself trying to perfectly allocate all your entries, you have to spend some money to just enjoy it. You might want to go out with friends or take a holiday, do it, and you should do it with the guilt-free spending money that you allocate to this last category. So dedicate 15% of your entries for it. This way you will be able to enjoy your money and it will become easy to sustain the profit engine. So you can see that unless you properly allocate your entries, you might earn millions and still be living paycheck to paycheck. But once you will start doing it correctly, you will immediately see your net worth growing exponentially, and you will soon forget about when you were living paycheck to paycheck. But if you feel like you're not sure on how to actually implement that, you might want to subscribe to this channel, because here I share strategies and tips to easily and rapidly implement all of this in your life. So let's go now to the third and last step of the profit engine, which actually is one of these tips, because now all this might start feeling like a big job. So how can you do that every single month? If you just follow the first two steps, you will be making several transactions for everything. Pay your fixed expenses, to invest, to save money. That's actually time consuming, and you probably don't have time to do that. You might even want to do it, but you will definitely forget at some point. I often forgot to invest money or to pay a bill. It's human, and it is at this point that technology is there to help us. Because if you automatize every recurrent transaction, you won't have to do anything. And nowadays you can set automatic payments with any bank in just a couple of minutes. This way, all your money will be invested automatically, your savings will increase automatically, your house, phone, car, and the other fixed bills will be paid automatically. You will have your mind free, you won't have to worry about anything. Actually, the only thing you will have to worry about is spending your guilt-free money, which honestly I enjoy doing. And actually, if you remember, the first step was to invest your money. This means you will start generating more and more money every month automatically. Sure, you can't do that for every type of investment, but it's already a big win to generate some money on automatic. So if you automatize your revenue allocation, you won't have anything to do to keep the profit engine working, because it will be a continuous cycle that repeats and repeats by itself every month. And this means that at this point, you'll be increasing your net worth on automatic, which just means you will see your money grow exponentially over the time without any effort. But now you might be thinking, I don't have enough money to make the profit engine work. Well, I have the solution for you, and you can find it in this video where I go through everything you need to set your finances in the good direction. Thanks for watching and see you soon.